Hi, I'm Jason Wallace with Champion Fitness Training, and today we're going to talk about hybrid conditioning, and that's also known as metabolic conditioning. And essentially what that means is you're going to go through a combination of strength exercise and cardio exercises and actually combine it into one circuit. It's beneficial for individuals that are looking to get the most bang for their buck in a short amount of time in terms of conditioning. This could be somebody that can't dedicate a lot of time to training, hours in the gym at a time or always on the go, things of that nature. Also works good for athletes that are training for events that are more like obstacle course races. Let's say something like the mud runs, like the Dirty Dash, Tough Mudder, Spartan races, to name a few. All these events and everything in this workout incorporates basically a combination of strength, combination of power, combination of core conditioning. It's all just meshed into one conditioning circuit. So you're going to kind of get the most bang for your buck. You're going to get all the things that you need in terms of a fitness program all into one single workout. These workouts can consist of anywhere from 2 to 3 times per week on average, upwards of 4. Circuits are usually, depending on your fitness level, are going to be done about 30 to 40 minutes of workout, not including warm up or cool down. So there's a lot of ways you can address this, and a lot of ways that we can do these combinations. And we're going to go a series of videos over the next couple of weeks that are going to show us all sorts of combinations using different tools. Today, what we're going to focus on is actually going to use the TRX trainer here, which we can use as a combination of a lot of strength exercises, utilizing our body weight basically. We're going to go through 3 exercises on this guy momentarily. And then our other piece of equipment that I got tethered to the wall here is just a resistance bar. TRX actually makes a version of this called the Rip Trainer. This orange cord was made by Stroops. They made one called the Fit Bar. I had the luxury of actually having these guys made. I just call it a resistance bar. You can see it's loaded up on one side to a resistance band. It's going to give us a lot of core, a lot of rotational work, and strength, power, everything that you're going to need to get in shape and get in shape fast. So without further ado, we'll roll through the exercises and get going. So the first exercise we're going to go through is going to be on the TRX here. We're going to go through a TRX walkout push-ups. The walkout push-ups, there's a combination of ways that we do this, whether you're just beginning with this one or to more advanced. I'm going to start with easier and kind of work and progress to a more difficult version of this exercise. So with the TRX, we're going to get into it, putting our feet in on both sides, and we're going to get into a push-up position. We're going to get nice and straight with our body, straighten out our quads, tighten our glutes, pull our abs in, and push ourselves up. So right here is our established start position, and then with the walkout portion, we're moving in or towards a handstand position. So when you're just starting out, you're going to maybe take 1 or 2 steps in that direction with your arms, and then you're going to walk it forward. Remember to keep your legs tight and keep your core tight, so you keep it a nice straight line. As you progress and as you get more strength, we can move further, maybe get closer into a handstand position, and then again, establishing that same position and control. And then perhaps you get to a point to where you're more advanced, you can walk it out. And then maybe throw in a push-up with each step. Kind of like that. So, again, keep it in nice, good control. Got to look out for the dismount there. Good control, starting easy, a couple steps, progressing, probably every 4 weeks, trying to work towards that advanced level. That's exercise 1. Exercise 2 is a pistol squat. We're going to take a TRX, going to take it by the handles. Pistol squat here, going to kick one leg out. And what we're going to do is we're going to descend, drop our glute down towards our heel, getting all the way towards the bottom here. Push through the heel, come all the way back up, only using your arms the minimal amount, just to help with controlled balance and to get through the descend and then ascending back up. So nice, good control both directions. Probably 10 to 15 reps. We'll outlay that at the end of the video as far as the workout goes, and then you're going to switch legs. Again, nice, good control, letting your arms release as you go down. Bending them, keeping a little bit of tension on that TRX as you come up. Last exercise, it's gonna be a rotational pull-up. I'm gonna take this guy to a single handle. We're gonna square up to the anchor point up there. Palms facing down. We're gonna rotate our body, open it up, facing it towards 9 o'clock. Pull, and as we pull, we're rotating that palm in, driving the shoulder down out of the ear, keeping constant tension on that TRX. Nice, slow, controlled movement, both directions. Square to the anchor point, 12 o'clock here, open it up to 9 o'clock. Again, keeping core contracted, 10 to 15 reps. Switch arms, repeat. For our next exercises, we're gonna go through 3 with the resistance bar here. Primarily what we're gonna use this for today is gonna be more of a cardio or basically a conditioning segment of the workout. With the TRX, we were focusing more on strength-based moves, and we're gonna get a little bit more dynamic movement-oriented with this. Like I said, with the resistance bar, which is nice, and I primarily like to use it just with one cord on one end, just because having to counterbalance that load with the body puts more demand on the core as far as keeping it controlled, stable, and going through the series of movements of the exercises that we're gonna go through. So not only are we getting cardio, we're getting core with it as well. So for the first exercise, we're gonna go through a series of exercises called slap shots, and I'm gonna show you more of a beginning move, intermediate, and advanced. So the slap shot, as the name kind of indicates, similar to as if we were with a hockey stick here. We've got an underhand grip on the backhand, overhand grip here. So we're just far enough away from our anchor point, in this case the wall, to where we got a little bit of resistance on the band. We take a split stance. Our target is just directly in front of us. We have a little athletic stance, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of go through a rotational move as if we were hitting a hockey puck right off of the floor. And then of course, once we get a good established control of that movement and how to feel the cord, we're gonna go more explosive with that movement there. So a more beginner version of that would just be stationary, feet are planted, pointed at the target, controlling our speed based on our fitness level and our ability to control the cord. Now, more of an intermediate is we can get a little bit more dynamic and we can add some movement to it. So instead of just staying stationary, we can actually add a shuffle to it. Same setup, same position, but now we're gonna add a forward shuffle, slap shot it, come back. Nice, good control both directions. Using those legs, driving through the hips, keeping the core tight. Gets the heart rate up fast. Advanced, we can add a little bit of a balance component to it. We're gonna add an ice skater move. So with the ice skater, I'm gonna balance on the leg that's closest to our anchor point. So in this case, our right leg. We're gonna hop or bound out, throw our slap shot in, and then bring it back to the starting position. So we're kind of going back and forth with the movement there. Not moving as fast, but that balance and that control, you hear me huffing and puffing, it gets that heart rate up really fast. So beginner here, more intermediate with a shuffle, and then advanced with that ice skater move. Okay, next exercise we're gonna go through here with the resistance bar is a push press. Again, we're gonna go from kind of a beginning, intermediate, and advanced version of this. So the push press we're gonna do is we're gonna line up with the bar. We're gonna start square with our feet, and we're just simply adding a little bit of a squat motion, and then we're just pressing forward. A little push press there, bring it back to the chest, pushing forward. We're keeping the bar level, or we could add a little bit of rotation, either way to it, but we're always squaring up the bar directly in front of our target, 12 o'clock. Now that would be more of the beginning setup there. Of course, we would do repetitions on both sides with it. Start off the right side, then we would start or end with the left side or vice versa. We'll outline the repetitions or time that we're gonna do that when we get to the workout portion of it. Next option would be adding a little bit of dynamic movement, would be just with a little step forward, press, step back. So we're just adding a little forward movement, forward advance, to get the heart rate up a little bit more. So that'd be more intermediate. Advanced options could be 2 of the following. Feet together, we do a little forward horizontal hop, press it forward, bring it back. Exploding, driving through the legs, extending through the arms. Another version of that could be a split stance. Right leg forward, left leg back, to where we do a little split jump, press, and then bring it back to the starting position. 2 variations for those that are advanced. Gets that heart rate up fast, gets the arms burning, lungs burning. It's all good, baby. Okay, exercise 3. All right, so our last exercise here, the resistance bar, we're gonna go through a paddle motion sequence. Great exercise for the core, starting with the beginning version here. So now we got overhand grip closest to our resistance band here. In this case, we're using a high anchor point up there off of the pull-up bar. Our opposite hand, so we're pointing it down at a slight angle. And what we're doing, just like we would on a paddle board, we're just doing a little paddle stroke past our hip, circle it back out, good control. And we're just repeating that motion there. So completely loading up the right side of our core, working those obliques, also working those arms, so that pull there. Now, a little variation to that to add a little more advanced, a little more of intermediate. We're gonna go to a split stance with it, and we're gonna actually drop down into a stationary lunge as we bring it forward, and then nice and controlled as we bring it back up. And then with this, once you get a feel for it, you have that control, to get that cardio, we can add a little more speed to it. And then the more advanced option would be adding just that forward step, because you got to control it. That band's going to try to pull you forward with it. So as we lift that leg, we got to really control it as we bring it back in into that neutral stance there. So that's your third exercise. Next, we're just going to roll through the entire sequence we went through with all the training parameters and how you can bang through this in 30 minutes. Here we go.